On this, I just brought in the VIN number plate, and I'm going to just go through a couple things on this logo. I know when this engraves, it's not going to look the best. These lines being close to each other may blend at some areas and not blend at others. This area won't fill. It'll be very close to the lettering, and anytime you have an outlined lettering like this, it bleeds bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this inner line here, which also selects this line here. They're grouped, so I'm going to delete both of those. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to arrange, and I'm going to break the path of these, and I'm going to just nudge this up a couple of times, and I can see now that there's something else underneath there. So I have to go arrange and break path. So there may be two pieces here, which there is. So I'm going to take this lower one, delete that, take this, nudge it down a couple of times like I did the other one, and delete the original. So now there's only one item here. Now if there's, let me just drag this away. This is only one item. Let me undo that. Let me go to arrange and break path. Let me just double check that there's only, okay, and undo. So there's only one path for the word Beal. So what I'm going to do is go to arrange, and I'm going to make path, which is Control H. And now what I'm going to do is go to engrave, create a tool path, and I want to do a fill. And I'm going to guess at oh, I don't know, maybe you're using a 10 cutter, and I like using the sweep tool down, and usually you want to be about 40% overlap. Be careful if this number is 99 or 100. It will take a long time to fill, but it will eventually fill, and then you have to undo it. So if this number is very large, you'll run into issues. So 40, and then say OK. Now let me just undo that. Let me just show you another thing that I did there. Engrave, create tool path, fill. I gave it the color P2. Since I'm using a 10 cutter, you know what, I'll give it P10 and cut inline last, and then I'll say OK. So now if I click away, you can see that the blue, this light blue, and this is going to take quite a bit of time to engrave, and I think we can use a larger cutter. So I'm going to click on it, engrave, edit tool path, and I am guessing that probably on this job you use a 15 cutter. So I'll change this to 15 just for argument's sake, and say OK. And now that's a little more reasonable. Now the thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to engrave the fill and the outline, because basically your tool path is going to be a circle that's going to be 0.075. Oops, I'm sorry, 0.0075, which will yield, you can see, a 0.15 tool. So here's this tool roaming around, and I'm just holding the Alt key to kind of simulate what it's going to be doing, to copy it around. Now if you were to engrave on this line, the logo gets bigger, and then likewise if you engrave on this line, it will start to the point where it actually fills in your logo, or the center of this E. You'll see what's left of it will be a very small sliver. So I'm going to get rid of all these little circles that I showed you here, but F6 to zoom out, or actually F7 to zoom to the group. Now I want to delete this outer border, or I could make it layer P1. And then everything else, you could even do a fill pattern on this if you wanted, but that's your choice. You know, depending on how you want the logo. I'm going to make all of these P15, and then I'm going to go and just select all of your stuff here and make that all P15, and make all this P15. Okay, now the only things that are not P15 is the outline. Now it's up to you. You could do a couple of things here. You could take this, hold the Alt key, and copy it over here so you have your original available to you. And you could delete this line around it. If this were my tag to do, I would delete it on the job so you don't run into that issue. So now here's your tag that you have set up. Now I have a hotkey for this, but let's go under. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and under arrange order, for some reason send to the back and send to the front are backwards. It's not for some reason, it's when you're thinking of how things print is how this is set up. So I change it, or I make hotkeys for Control B. So when you send something to the front, you really send it to the back. So I've made hotkeys for that. So I know I want to send it to the front, which is Control F. I know it's a little confusing, but if I hit Control F, this sends it to the front. And now I'm going to do Control Alt L, which is my hotkey for arrange, sequence by list. So the first thing it's going to do is this polygon, and I'm going to hold the Shift key down. Then it's going to do this block, and then it's going to do Beal. So that's okay. I'll leave it at that. And I'm going to just Control G to group it. Okay? Now, what I want is, I can see that this is broken up into several entities here. And I want it to engrave in order. So I'm going to select this first one. Then I'm going to go to Sequence, Start Sequence. And I'm going to click on this line. And this is all one line. And then I'll click on this line, which is also one line. This one's its own line. And I'm going across and waiting for the plus mark. And then I want to go to front. And that way it engraves in the order that I expect. Now I can see I missed that little PSI that's right there, which is not too big a deal. I'll come back and fix that. Okay, and then if you go a little bit too fast, here's another way that I do it, is I'll take everything from here and go Control B, which sends it all to the back, and then I'll take this one, Control B, and I'm just selecting a little bit less each time. Control B, sending it to the back. Control B. Because when you get this many lines, it's sometimes difficult to select Control B. Control B. Control B. Control B. Control B. And then Control. And this was all one line. Okay, so now I'm going to save it. And I'm going to do a save as, and this was a VIN plate, and I'll just put Q1E and save. So I want to see everything, and I want to leave a little space right here, so I go my Control Alt L for, and here's my group. That's the first thing it's going to engrave. Number 2, and you know what? I want only what's on the sign blank. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Now a lot of times I'm counting and not looking over at the right hand side, and then I do a comparison so that I know where I want to put it. So again, I'm holding the Shift key and pressing the down arrow, and this is 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay? Now, if I wanted to move this line above this line, I would just take my hand off the shift key and go up. And now if I click on this, click on this line, shift, click here, shift, down arrow, which I don't want that to engrave that way, so I'll release the shift and move it up and say OK. And now I'll go Control S to save it.